Today we're going to be talking about the annuals in the landscape. We're going to do kind of a recap video just showing you how the mass plantings have done, ones that have worked, ones that haven't. Although to be honest, all of the annuals are looking great this year. Hi, I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings, and let's dig in and check out the annuals. We're going to just start right here up front in our parking lot, and this is what people see as they drive into the garden center here. Garden Crossings is a garden center located in Zeeland, Michigan, as well as a mail order company. So we ship all of our plants across the United States. And to my knowledge, we're the only garden center that carries virtually every single Proven Winners annual perennial and shrub. So we have quite a collection of Proven Winner plants. So what we have planted here, first we're going to start with one that's maybe not so well known, and I think is just really an absolute beautiful plant that people are totally missing out on, and that is the yellow plant in this planting. This is the Macedonia Gold Dust. It's a very low growing ground cover annual. It's a little cloudy right now, so some of the flowers aren't totally open, but beautiful, beautiful, dainty, super small flower. This plant is only about maybe at most 6 inches tall, and you can just see it's just a mass creating a beautiful border here in this garden. Another plant that is doing just fabulous is the Supertunia Vista Jazzberry. And if you are familiar at all with the Supertunia Vista series, these are the plants that are known for doing just amazing things in the landscape. The Vista series, they get about 2 to 3 foot tall and about 3 foot wide. You do need to water and fertilize them regularly, and by regularly we recommend fertilizing about every 7 to 10 days or so. And they just put on a phenomenal show of color. Actually, let's walk around to the back side of this planting where you can see they are most prevalent because up front here we've got the gold dust really putting on the show. But as we walk to the back side, you can see just what a beautiful display of color that the Vista Jazzberry can put into a landscape. These plants right now are hanging probably about 2, if not 3 foot over the sidewalk. And the gardeners were going to come through and cut them off the sidewalk, and we said absolutely not. This is beautiful. So just amazing what one plant can do with the Vista series of Supertunia. The beautiful thing too with these plants is they do not need deadheading. So we, besides watering and fertilizing them, we do nothing to them. They're self-cleaning and super easy to care for. Another plant that is done just fabulous in this garden are the Salvia. These are the Salvia Unplugged So Blue. And we planted these as the thrillers, although we also have cannas, but these are the mass planting of thrillers in the garden. Great purple spikes. These plants are about 24 to 30 inches tall, and I don't know if you can see the pollinators, but they are just full right now of bumblebees pollinating those plants. Another great plant for the hummingbirds. The hummingbirds love the salvias, and just giving a little bit of upright, whimsy color in this garden bed. This is the first year, I believe, that we've actually even done cannas in the bed here, and they have done fabulous. They're nice, thick leaves, the big, huge yellow flowers really create another just fun poke of color in this bed. And I love how the cannas coordinate with that gold dust. It kind of just draws this whole garden bed together. In addition, we've done a lot of aquapots in this bed as well, and some of the plants that have really stood out in these aquapots are the Lantana Royal Cosmo. Those have just put on a fabulous show of color, and again, we use those because those colors really kind of tie in to the other annuals in this bed, the yellows, the pinks, the purples. Another plant that did fabulous over in this aquapot over here is the Salvia Rockin' Purple. I mean, that plant absolutely got huge in this planter, and Rockin' Purple is a great plant again for pollinators. There's a lot of pollinators on there right now, but hummingbirds, just watching the hummingbirds right here at the entrance of the garden center has been really a fun thing to do. Dropping down just a little bit lower in this pot, we have the Super Bells, the Pink Lemonade, and it's been fun to watch the Super Bells because Pink Lemonade kind of transitions. It's got shades of pink, a little bit of orange, a little bit of yellow. So even though you're planting one plant, you're getting various shades of color on it. And it is done really good, and I think just kind of nicely complements the salvia. Let's go ahead and walk to a few of the other garden beds and see how some of the other mass plantings have done. So in the island beds here, we have the Supertunia Mini Vista Hot Pink. And the Mini Vistas, they act a lot like the Vistas do. They're a great plant for landscape planting. The difference is the Mini Vistas don't get quite as tall. They do spread about 2 to 3 foot wide, so they do cover a lot of ground in the landscape. It's just the height of them isn't quite as tall. Also, the flowers are just a little bit smaller than the Vistas, but you can see this is just a beautiful mass of hot pink color. In the middle, we planted the Verbena Meteor Showers, which is another great plant for pollinators, including the butterflies. This is just really a fun and whimsy plant. I love how the little globe-shaped flowers just really do a nice job dancing in the breeze. So the purple and the pink, fabulous color combination. And we've done this combination for several years. It works. So we're kind of at the mindset now of why change something that's looking absolutely gorgeous. And because I know somebody's gonna ask, I'm just gonna quick tell you, this is the Bobo Hydrangea, and it is a beautiful mix of color here. All right, let's head on over and check out more flowers. This flower bed here, we've got the Lemon Coral Sedum, which is obviously not a flowering annual, but we plant this one because it's got that bright, vivid, kind of yellowy chartreuse color and really creates a pop in this garden. In addition, we have the Sun Patiens. The variety we chose for this space are the purple Sun Patiens. And the reason why we like to use the Sun Patiens are because they're fairly easy. Basically, if we keep them well watered, they just give us a beautiful show of color all summer long. Sun Patiens do not like fertilizer, so we don't have to worry about keeping these guys fertilized, because if we do over fertilize them, they're going to stop flowering. So no need to fertilize those Sun Patiens. We do have little pockets of Supertunias, and these are the Supertunia Mini Vista White. So again, part of that Vista series, the Mini Vista series, the smaller flower forms, not quite as tall of plants, but really do a nice job creating a mass of color. So here's a beautiful kind of mixed planting of the annuals that we did for the waterfall bed. Some of the selections we chose were the Color Blaze Coleus. This is the Torchlight Coleus. It is starting to go to flower right now, so we could come out and trim off these flowers just by snapping them off the plant. The flowers really aren't the main focus of this plant. The main focus of this plant is the beautiful foliage. That plant is about 30 to 36 inches tall right now, so the Color Blaze Coleus get really nice and tall. And a little pro tip is the more sun they get, the more vibrant the coloration is. Another plant we chose this year was the Surefire White Begonias. And these Surefire White Begonias, just look how crisp and clean they look. Nice glossy green foliage, beautiful crisp white blooms. A nice plant for, this is a full sun location, and these plants are about 24 inches tall. Another coleus we used was the Color Blaze Lime Time Coleus. Beautiful lime green foliage. In the sun, it's even almost a little bit more of the yellow tones, which really kind of create a beautiful pop in this space. More Sun Patiens. We do a lot with Sun Patiens. Like I said, they're easy to grow. They don't need a lot of fertilizer. They do need the water, but I feel like they're just one of the easiest plants that reward you with a lot of flower color, especially when you plant them in mass. We have a few Diamond Frost tucked in just for that little sparkle feel. And then we also underneath here have a few of the Argyratum Artist. I think these are the Artist Blue. And I love that coloration of blue, especially with the white. I think it's a beautiful combination. Another plant in this mixture, they're kind of tucked off to the side here, is the Surefire Cherry Cordial Begonia. That was a new plant for this year, along with the Surefire White, but the Cherry Cordial is such a gorgeous plant. Deep, dark foliage, super glossy, and vibrant red blooms. This one's kind of tucked in there a little bit. We have others that are more standalone and are doing a lot more, getting a lot bigger and just really showing off that foliage a little bit better. But we've been really impressed with the Cherry Cordial Begonia. And then in the back of this display, we've got the Pennisetum fountain grass, the purple fountain grass behind it. And that just adds kind of that fun motion to the garden, kind of creates kind of a line, draws your eyes in as it's blowing in the breeze. And really, I think too, complements the annuals in this bed really nice. The last plant on our list of amazing annuals that have done just fabulous for us this year is undoubtedly the Suncredible sunflower. These plants have bloomed from when we planted them until now, which obviously everything has because they're annuals, but it just continues to put on an amazing show of color. The Suncredible sunflowers, we don't deadhead them. We're giving them water regularly, but they create such a vibrant focal point to our waterfall garden. They just greet us in the morning with a little bit of sunshine and leave us in the afternoon with sunshine. The Suncredible sunflowers undoubtedly cannot be mistaken for one of the best annuals that we've done in our garden this year. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. If you're new to our station, we welcome you to subscribe on YouTube. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.